But basically on counter, what we'll do is we take our H and he is out in the alley, okay? What has the ability to do here is number one, we take an end. I'll draw him here in the elastrator. We take an end and we expand, with this H. But he's going outside of this end, and this end comes up and basically tackles him. He's outside and taking an alley player here, okay? The line we are all blocking down. Just gap blocking. I'm not going to get too much into scheme, offensive line scheme here. And we'll do one of two things. We can hinge, okay, our tackle, or we can send him right up on a will backer. All right, but that is where we'll run how we'll run counter. And then you have obviously this H, and then the guard pulls, kicks out a defensive end, pull left, hit left. Something I was just telling our players about today. As you pull right, take that tackle, pull down the line of scrimmage, kick that defensive end out. Okay, if he pinches and wrong arms it, you do have to log him, in which this H would go around that block. Okay, that's if the defensive end logs it with or wrong arms it. But ultimately, that H follows the guard, gets inside of him, and it's almost a natural cutback for our H. Okay. As our H comes underneath the quarterback, he winds it right up the field. All right. So that's really how it looks. But that is counter for us out of this set. Good play for us. Again, now you get into personnel-wise. Typically, this guy needs to be a fullback, tight end type, or another back who can block. We had a kid who could do it all for us last year. Played slot, played fullback, could have played tailback. Was a really good player, MVP for us. So he did that a lot for us. This guy can be, he can be your slot. He can be another fullback. He can be another back. So you can vary it in a lot of ways. But that's ultimately how we run counter out of our pistol, 3-back. So a play we run out of 2-back as well. A play we'll bring at times if we like where the defense is set, we can also bring him straight across. Okay, giving us the jet sweep look. We could also orbit that guy. Okay, can do a lot of things. All right, but that's how we run counter. This is film which shouldn't show up on yours, I believe. Anybody's out there, so I'm going to flip through all this. All right, next is our power play. And very similar to counter as far as the blocking. Okay, makes it easy for your offensive line, as I mentioned. That's something that any program or offense I'm in charge of, I'm very big on, is keeping it simple for the guys up front, because once you add in, for every running play, there's a bunch of permutations of fronts and things that they can line up in. And the more run plays you add, now that's just that many more schemes and things they got to remember. And I want our guys up front to be nasty. I want them to play hard. I want them to finish people, and I don't want them to think too much. So we try to keep our run game to a minimum so they can play hard and double team people and have fun up front. So that's really big for us. We're built truly from the inside out as far as offensively, especially in our run game. But power, you're going to get, again, this gap blocking up front here. However it is, and obviously it's different whether we have a 3 or a 2 or a 2I or a shade there. Again, we're back block here with the center. Okay, pull with the guard. We can pull this guy right up if we're reading it, or we can hinge him as well. So can do some different things with our tackle. But what we do now is we like to bring the H, and this isn't a definite. It doesn't have to be done. We can bring the H right across on a jet sweep motion, like you see in the picture. We can also bring our H into the alley, which would, create basically a play that we run out of zone as well, where we would read the end, and we can bluff this end player with the H and put him on the alley player, be the lead blocker for our quarterback. But that's probably another clinic, but that's okay. So we can do that as well. But going back to things, you have your H now is kicking out, end man on the line of scrimmage. He's going right off the tackle's butt. Okay, hat inside. And then what we've done in the backfield is we've mixed and messed with this. My running back, Coach Tory Gibson, I don't know if he's listening right now. I don't think he is, but we've talked back and forth. Do we want to open to the power, or do we want it to look just like counter and have him open up away from it? So we went back and forth with it. I think right now we might settle on this, bring him under just like counter, because counter was a better play for us last year. Okay, part of that might be because we didn't have a monster blocking, kicking out ends at this position, but counter was a good play for us, and I think we're going to open up away from the play. It'll be a lot, like I said, just like counter, just like our zone read. Our quarterback's going to flip his hips to the sideline, and he can read a defensive end. I like that out of pistol. I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well go all in and do it. So I'm a big believer. Yeah, we work the heck out of the quarterback read on the end. That's just something we believe in, and it's option football. You know, it's two-man option football, and we like it a lot. So we'll do it on power if we feel necessary. Okay, our guard now is going to pull usually outside the double team and get up in. Again, if this end logs it, our guard will have to go out around the end and block the first play side backer. So what you get with the power play, and we've done it a couple different ways. One way we got into it last year was with this H coming across. We feel like he can take away, you know, your strong safety, your alley player down here. Take him out of the picture. Ultimately, we're trying to run the ball, you know, in this area. The ball shouldn't pop outside here. So that's the goal here of power. All right, we could add really a super power play is basically what we would call this. A lot like power, but really now we're taking out the idea of just power, where we had the jet sweep motion with this backside guy. Okay, we don't have that now. We're gonna get downhill on you. And I was just reading about a team that used a ton of this three-back set. Louisiana Tech last year, the best offense in the country. They ran a ton of this. This was like their short yardage offense. I don't have as much film on La Tech from last year. If anybody has any, I'd love to trade with you. But Tony Franklin and Sonny Dykes, their offense, basically they got into this set inside the 10 or on short yardage. Just was reading this yesterday. Put two offensive linemen up front here in like tight end jerseys, and they got downhill on you. Okay, so we put this in later in the year, and we just called it super power. And you're getting a kick out, guard through, and that second puller should get through. Okay, obviously you're not going to do that with a slot receiver who's 5'5", 150 pounds, but you have some big bodies, some tight end types, and you want to get downhill on guys. This is a good way to do it. So this is just power, same blocking up front. We're still going to double with first backside backer. We can read this again, or he can hinge this left tackle. We'll kick the end out here, and ultimately get this thing